So now that we've gone ahead and launched our campaign on the Google Analytics F4, let's try and understand some general rules about LinkedIn. Now, the reason we want to go about understanding some general rules is that we can understand how we can either bend those rules to how we'd like the outcomes to be, or essentially find a way to break them. Either way, the goal would be to get as many conversions for the least amount of dollars spent on LinkedIn. So first of all, if I head over to the inside tag conversions and have a look at one of my conversions, you can see that the window of time after someone clicks or views your ad for conversion to be counted is up to 90 days. What that means is that you can basically have these LinkedIn members as a part of your audiences. So under matched audiences, you noticed we set up an audience, or everyone that visits the website has about 300 members, and the bucket or the time that this audience will count to is about 90 days. So what that means is the matched LinkedIn members will be deleted on a rolling 90-day basis. So your audience segment after will not include any LinkedIn members who visited your site more than 90 days ago. So you'd have to be really careful. You only get 90 days. So compare that to Facebook, which gives you a 180 days window. The exception to this is if anything that you're doing is on LinkedIn. So for an example, if you have a video that you've been targeting, ads target video, if you have video ads or company pages or events that you're running ads on, or lead gen forms, then the retargeting could go all the way up to 365 days. So that's a nice little caveat that most people don't know about. You have a look back window of about 365 days in the past. So that sets you up for improving the overall performance of your campaigns. Now, in addition to this, remember LinkedIn does cookie-based targeting. So the inside tags really will show you data or will get you the data that is cookie based. So if due to the recent changes, you might end up you might only be able to have cookie based tracking. But with iOS, if there is an in Safari browsing session, then Safari will obviously drop that cookie. You obviously want to activate something which is the first party cookie. So in order to do that, you'd simply go to the inside tag once again. You'd go to the settings on the inside tag, and you would enable the first party cookies and click IDs. So this will allow you not only to use the third party cookie, but it will also drop the first party cookie, which will essentially help you have better conversion and better targeting. Now, in addition to this, you can also sort of think about some of the other things. So if you're running campaigns, the images that you're running the campaigns with. So for an example, if I go to Google Analytics and I have this, so these images and the ads will essentially saturate in about 30 to 60 day period. So you really want to alter or change up your images in that 30 to 60 day window to be able to sort of not have that familiarity for your audience, because if the audience keeps seeing the same ads, they sort of almost sort of know what that is about and they start ignoring those ads. So you want to take care of that saturation window and you want to act upon it. Now, in addition to this, if you're running the in-feed ads, where you have the form that so that's a click ad, but let's say if there's a form download, or you're running any of those like this one here, if you're running any of the ads that have obviously that's download leading to a URL, but if you're running the ads that we just created, which is the download, you want to ensure that you have a really good follow-up process on these leads, because although these leads are cheaper to acquire, they have a lower cost per acquisition, they tend to have worse conversions in the funnel, lower down the funnel, because if you're not aggressive enough in terms of contacting these people, especially if you're a service business, then these people, you got their attention once off, you indoctrinated them a little bit, but then you didn't really have a follow-up process. So unless you have a really good follow-up process, LinkedIn especially the in-page or the in-feed ads with a follow-up form or gated content, will not work as you would expect in a case where you run Google Ads and people find you and then people fill out a form where they're really looking for services. So have that in your mind as well. Now, if you're running a SaaS company, the LinkedIn ads will have a little bit of an expensive cost per acquisition, but very important to understand that that once you've acquired a visitor from LinkedIn, they will tend to convert. So it just a free sign up will eventually lead to a paid sign up, a much higher likelihood of them converting from a LinkedIn ad than them from Google ads or any other ads. So, this is where you really focus on improving your either whether that's your onboarding experience or any other sort of experience that will help you or facilitate that free sign up converting into a paid sign up. As I mentioned earlier in one of the videos as well, LinkedIn does have a really good firmographic data. It does have really good data in terms of not only your personal email, it has good data in terms of your work emails, your work phone numbers, your company matching, and those sort of things. So, even if they're using their personal emails when they sign up for an account or they use their work email, you could always cross match them with the conversions you get from LinkedIn to be able to convert them better. So as we talked about a little bit, best practices, always start off with nice, clean, great designed images, have a little bit of a clickbaity title, opt for, always look at your CTR. You could even run your campaigns in a lower cost per click jurisdiction. So for an example, I'm targeting Australia, but in order to get some numbers here, get a higher CTR, I could even run this campaign in India, which might only cost me about 40 cents or 50 cents a click. And then once I get a decent CTR, I can change the jurisdiction over to Australia. That sort of really utilizes that CTR that ad is already accrued and start showing the ads to Australia that already has it already starts off with an advantageous position. So these are some of the best practices. There's many more of these that we can talk about in detail in the advanced course. But for now, these should be enough to sort of really help you move forward in terms of these ads.